colleges, and we just have fun, you know. And I'd be the underdog always because I would, you know, they're like, oh, he's a 15-year-old kid. What can you do?
That's the way to do it. So is there a technique, or is that you know?
There's lots of them, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, well, I arm wrestle professionally, and I arm wrestle. We called it high school arm wrestling, which is kind of funny because high school arm wrestling is just arm wrestling at a table. And even in lunch class, I used to arm wrestle some of the student teachers. Okay. They would come to our lunch table and try to arm wrestle, and I would play with them. And like, and
just turn them over.
No, I'd be like, all right, go. And they'd start going. I'd start eating my lunch. They were going.
Good
and they'd
man.
be trying to pull and just having fun with it. You know, we had fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That is actually really funny. All right. Well, let's see here. Did you have any teachers that made your 4 years memorable? Yeah, absolutely. I thought East Bridgewater was a really great educational system. I mean, I found a lot of mentors through the program. Right. From, I mean, early childhood all the way to the top of, you know, graduation. Actually, the earliest was probably before high school was just real quick as Thomas Lynch. Okay. He was probably the first most instrumental in my development for a mentor. He was my 4th grade teacher, and now he's the superintendent of Lakeville Schools. I believe he still is. Okay. But he was the first major instrumental. He really showed that he cared. We were all invited to his wedding. We went to his wedding. He'd have summer parties at his family's house, and him and his wife would invite all his school kids, you know, to the parties. By the time I did get to in junior high, there was a couple more teachers, Mr. Johnson, Krikorian, a few others. Okay. They were really cool at basketball and having us hang out with them after school and, you know, just everything, you know, going out, grabbing some pizza. And then by the time I got to high school, there was still more people, like Bill Smith. Bill Smith, I remember one time I did really good on a test, and he took us out for breakfast, and all I got was toast and water, and he won't let me live it down to this day. and there's a few others in the high school, like Mr. Siddiqui, who there were just certain teachers like Smith and Siddiqui who really partook or really invested themselves in each academic, I think, kid's life. Right. As long as they were willing to have it be invested in. Because there was I know there's a number of kids who will go through a system and say, oh, I didn't get the same thing, but I think you have to also be an open vessel for that and be reciprocal of it as well. You know, if you, I remember, Bill Smith was really good. He helped us with one thing we had to fill out when we were 17, 18. We had to write a letter to ourselves that he mailed back to us a year later or something, and we also got signed up for, you know, our right to vote also through our U.S. Histories course, which is pretty, not many teachers would do something like that. No, definitely not.
And it seems like a small measure to maybe someone on the outside, but when you're a kid growing up, that's a huge thing. That's your right to vote. It's your right to have a say in what's going to happen next in the political environments of our scope of our country. Right. So
you're 100% right. It's one of those things where you know, you have those teachers that kind of, you know, they'll go through the motions, this and that, but it really does make a difference when you do have teachers that actually see the big picture, and they really kind of look at you, and it's almost like not as much, you know, the corny, watch them grow up, but they kind of they lead you the right way. You know what I mean? And it makes a huge difference. As you can see, you know what I mean? 100%. No, I agree with you there. Yeah, Bill Smith is the man. He's a good guy.
He is pretty good.
I had him too for a couple study periods. No, nothing.
Couple study periods.
Couple. That was about it.
Did you get in trouble?
But he's close to my uncle, so we're all right.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Did you get in any trouble?
No, never.
Oh, I'll just figure I'd ask.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, now let's get back to let's go back to some high school memories here.
Sure.
What are some of your fondest high school memories, if we can think of any? We did some arm wrestling here.
Fondest. I would say lunch. That's probably the thing I miss the most.
Yeah.
Besides the learning, the learning was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of funny. Some of the people that were in the classes, it's kind of neat keeping up with everyone nowadays. Some of the people that there was a girl who sat next to me in most of my classes from kindergarten all the way up, right through college, even at Bridgewater State College.
Oh, really?
She was in a number of my classes. We even worked together. This girl Jenny Ania, and she was very prominent in our grade, very well known. But she had a similar interest, and I think like in opening gym and getting into fitness, and to this day now she actually has her own gym. She has her own fitness studio in Pembroke. Like her studio, I think, is 4 miles from my personal training studio.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's really weird, and it's just so it's really interesting. Like, and I think the friendships I developed along the way throughout high school, those are really intricate, even to this day. And I was a pretty well-rounded person. So I made friends with everybody. What we called the woodsies, and we called the shop kids, you know, the jocks, everyone, the preppies, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
The different cliques, you know, that exist.
Right.
I got along pretty well with everybody, but it was a little piece of me, I think, in everyone. And I think that was probably the thing I liked the most, or I took the most from those 4 years, was just the social interaction, which I think it was just amazing, absolutely amazing. And I think it was a really good leap forward towards the next step.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You know, it's one of those things where you know, you see yourself in that environment where, you know, you have so many different types of people. But you know, in the real world, you know, whatever outside high school, it's even vaster. And to be able to get along with everybody, have someone in common with everybody. You know what I mean? It does help you. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt. So yeah, no, that's very good. True. That's what kind of pulls you through. You know. All right. So let's see what else we got here. Now, my notes are telling me that you got your degree from Bridgewater State College in exercise science. Now, you know, we know that you were, a very driven kid, and you know, always into. I mean, you ate a lot. You know, that's kind of eating is hand in hand with the exercise and the nutrition.
It really does,
the biggest thing.
Especially when you're growing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we'll get to that. But you know, what led you really to make this decision to get this degree in exercise science?
You know, it actually happened when I had developed my freshman year of high school a heart condition. Just like nothing, it was serious at the time, but eventually it proved itself just to work itself out. Like a recurrent heart murmur, a couple of AV things. But I had to I was told by the doctors that night when I was, after a practice, that I had to drop basketball or vigorous activity altogether. And so it was a pretty hard shot for me because I really had planned on pursuing basketball even into college at that time frame. I had some opportunities, and I was really ready to go for it. So I had to take it from there. So when I was kind of laid up, I thought, well, what am I going to do? And I just kind of sort of fell into the whole, fitness thing. The magazines, the Flex magazines, the Muscle and Fitness, all those. I kind of got pulled in. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, Rambo, Terminator.
It's all my stuff, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's good stuff. Yeah,
Jean-Claude Van Damme at the time. They were all Steven Seagal. They were all pretty much big-time names, and especially for guys when you're looking up to be the next thing. Kind of what they were for us, what Charles Atlas was for. Yeah.
100%.
Exactly. Yeah. So it kind of like getting the sand kicked in the face, but not even that, but just the whole. Like trying to build yourself better, and I believe it also kind of equates back, I think, to the Greeks with the antiquity, with strong mind, strong body. The original Olympics that were really developed, thousands of years ago. So I really took it from there. But I think for the major development, and I just found a real natural passion for it. I liked the way it made your body look after you worked out a little bit. I thought that was cool. I enjoyed getting stronger really fast. I enjoyed all the physical traits and characteristics that built with it. And it just seemed really quick. And then by, let's say, sophomore year of high school, I was able to start attending a fitness facility a town over. And I bumped into there, just by chance, the dean, who's now the dean of the exercise science department at Bridgewater State, Bob Haslam.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And right then and there, one day I was spotting him. He asked me to spot him. Or he's like, I see you in here all the time. What are you doing? He knew I was in high school, but even though I looked older at the time, I was 18 when I was 15, but he noticed me quickly, and he was just, because I was always lifting, I was pretty progressive with my methods, and he quickly asked me, he's like, well, what do you plan on doing? What's the next step? I said, well, I don't know. I kind of like this fitness thing. I think I want to pursue that, like, a fitness training career or something, personal training, if that's what it's called. I'm not sure if it's athletic training, what it's considered. And he said, oh, well, today's your lucky day, pretty much. I'm the guy you want to meet. Like, I'm going to take you under my wing if you want. Here's where my office is. Whenever you want, just come on by, talk to me. I'll help you out. So really, he was there for me in my corner from like 15, 16, right on through.
Wow.
Yeah, I was really lucky. It's kind of like the time and place thing, and it worked out. And he had different plans for me going through college with my original plan, but originally it ended up, I still achieved more than what we both had planned on me achieving. I just went a different route. He had more of me being the professor route.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and following his footsteps to become a professor. Which I would have loved. I love to teach people. I mean, it's part of, I think, our industry is, teaching and educating. So it was really cool and instrumental.
Well, it sounds like, I mean, he was a major influence. I mean,
was.
Like you said, it's chance. I mean, the fact that, this guy, sees this young kid lifting, he obviously saw something in you. You know what I mean? That he didn't see in others. And that's great. It's just chance that happens,
Yeah, very fortunate.
But it's good. He seems like he led you down the right path. And which, speaking of which, you went a little farther than you guys both planned.